Hey, this is ASpengler, and today we have another Army video. Today it is the Allied Forces vehicles. Here we have a total of 22 vehicles and one artillery piece. There are the Americans, British, and Soviet forces represented here. 13 of the vehicles are American, 4 are British, and then 5 are Soviet. The main changes from last time's vehicle video are just vehicles in the Army. Probably the biggest change are the Greyhound here and the utility vehicle. Last time I did have a Greyhound, but it was kind of an outdated one, so I updated that, and the chassis for the utility vehicle are the same thing. So those two are a difference, and then the Weasel is also a new addition. And so those are the big changes. There have been little bits of modifications here and there that you might notice, but those three are the biggest ones. And we'll start it off by going more in depth with the Americans. So let's go ahead and transition into the individual vehicles. Okay, the first vehicle that we'll be starting off is the M7 Priest. This is a model based off of Brickmania's instructions. So this is just a World War II mobile artillery. We'll try to keep it brief, so since there's so many vehicles. So that's the M7 Priest. Next we have all our Shermans. So the far left one is the M4a1 Sherman, which is the first variant with the more rounded front armor. Then we have the M4a2 or A3, which has the sloped frontal armor, and we have a normal dark gray version, and then a winter camouflage, which isn't the most accurate thing because most of the Americans didn't have camos on, but I thought it looked cool. And these are all customized, or more custom models, also based off of Brickmania's instructions, but then heavily modified afterwards. So there's our 3 Shermans. Next we have American cargo truck. This is the rare case that I actually buy a Brickmania model, just because they had a really good sale going, so I ended up picking this up for a pretty good discount. So there's the American cargo truck. Also could be a infantry transport, sometimes with like the covered top, so one of the more common cargo trucks you'll see during World War II. Next we have the M20 Utility Vehicle, and this is a custom kit that I designed myself. It is, I was kind of inspired just because they had this thing in Company of Heroes 2, a video game, and I just kind of like the look of it. It is based off of, or the same chassis as the M8 Greyhound. And so here's the M8 Greyhound side by side. I first made the Greyhound and then took the chassis, modified it a little bit so there's more interior that a minifigure could sit inside. And that's how the M20 Utility Vehicle came. It's got a 50 cal for its armament. I also put in some like supply crates just to add a little bit more detail. I also have a bazooka on it, just because a lot of the crews during World War II would have a bazooka on hand, just because they don't really have any firepower to combat enemy tanks or vehicles. So that's just a quick fun fact about the M20 Utility Vehicle. And there we have the M8 Greyhound. I just added the extra armor skirts on the outside of this. The M20 you just saw did not have those, so that's the 2 different variants you can see between like the Greyhound and the utility vehicle. Either one could have the armor skirts or have it without the armor skirts. So this is also a custom kit, like I said. I made this one first before the utility vehicle. And so there's that. Next we have the M24 Chaffee. This is a kit from Brickmania Instructions. So late war American light tank. Pretty decent firepower for its size. They ended up using this in the Korean War as well. Next we have the M5 Stuart, which is the more updated version. So there's that. This is also based off of a Brickmania kit or instructions. So there's the M5 Stuart. Next we have the M29 Weasel. This is a custom kit that I designed myself, inspired from the game Heroes and Generals. They have it as one of the vehicles you can use. Like the look of it. You don't see many people making these, so I ended up making one. And it was popular with troops during World War I or World War II, sorry, just because of the tracks. It had a more smooth ride than a Jeep would have. So there's the M24 Weasel. Next we have two Willys Jeeps. These were based off of some pictures of the Brickmania Willys Jeeps, and then there's probably some slight differences here and there, but got two of them. The standard, pretty well-known Willys Jeep. So there's that. Last, for the Americans, we just have a World War II motorcycle. I got this as an event kit for World War Brick Minneapolis 2016. So there's that. Next we'll go into our British vehicles. First off, we have the M3 Grant in a desert camouflage. This is the British variant of the American M3 Lee. So there's that with just a pretty basic desert camouflage. This is off of Brickmania Instructions. It's a custom camo and then a custom M3 Grant turret. So I got the instructions for a M3 Lee. I modified it to be the British M3 Grant. Next we have the Cromwell cruiser tank. And this was one of the more common cruiser tanks you could see during World War II for the British. Pretty decent armament. Was upgraded to be the Comet tank later on. And so there's that. This is a custom kit that I designed myself. Next we have the Bren Carrier, which includes, I have one of my custom painted Bren guns to go along with it, just to add some more detail. It's also got a mount you can put a loose gun on. And this is based off of some of Brickmania's pictures that they had of their kit. So that's the Bren Carrier. And then last, for the British forces, we have a SAS Special Forces Desert Jeep. And it's got two painted Lewis guns on it, and then a M1919 machine gun on the back for airfield raids. So there's that. Next we'll get into our Russian, Soviet, or Soviet-Russian, whatever forces. First we have the KV-1 heavy tank. This is another Brickmania instruction model from the Operation Barbarossa booklet. So there's that. Next we have the T-34 75mm gun, or 76, I can't remember, something like that. And so this is also from the Operation Barbarossa booklet from Brickmania. Next we have a SU-76. This is a custom kit that I designed, which it's a self-propelled anti-tank gun, or it can also be used as self-propelled artillery, short-ranged artillery. And so I had the traversing up and down gun. And so this is probably my favorite Soviet tank that I made, or I guess it's the only Soviet tank I custom made, but I really like how this one turned out. So there's the Su-76. And then next for the Soviets, we have the Gaz cargo truck, or infantry movement truck. And then lastly, we have just a Russian or Soviet anti-tank gun and artillery piece. So it's got the gun that goes up and down. And this is from the Operation Barbarossa booklet. And so that's going to be it for this Army video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Next week we'll have our Axis forces. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.